Hey everyone, how you doing? Welcome back. It's the very first launch of the Honest About the Irish podcast, Notre Dame football show. I am very excited about this, even though there's probably not going to be a season, so it might be only a couple shows. Normally, I was going to do this show probably in September, originally I should say, and now since there probably won't be a college football season, Notre Dame has canceled 3 games already because of conferences telling the media that they're only going to do conference games and that their non-conference games that are in the beginning of the season have been canceled. Notre Dame's been affected already by 3 games, 2 Pac-12 schools and 1 Big Ten school, and they're going to go ahead and probably just cancel the season here in the next 4 or 5 weeks. That's my prediction. I just don't think there's going to be a season at all. Ivy League is already canceled, but all their fall sports, so it'll just be a domino effect. It'll happen, but I just wanted to make a brief video real quick to let you know what's going to be going on, how this works. First of all, I'm not paid by anybody. I'm not paid by the University of Notre Dame. I'm not paid by the ESPN or NBC or Fox Sports, etc. This is just me doing my own show, so I'm going to be very critical of Notre Dame. I am a big Notre Dame fan, but I am not one of those elitist Notre Dame fans who are delusional, who are stuck back in 1988. And yes, I probably pissed off a couple people right now by just saying that, but you know what? It's my show. You don't have to watch it. You can scroll down and not watch the rest of this video, but that's fine because I love it. And I will speak the truth. I will give you my honest opinion, and I'm just not going to sugarcoat anything. There's probably going to be a little bit of swearing, and I'm probably going to have a little bit of temper tantrum depending on how Notre Dame performs, even if they win. You know, I don't believe that win is a win. No, that's a overrated term. If you only beat an 8th grade football team by 1 touchdown, you suck. And you're a college football team, a Division 1A, yeah, you suck. So a win is not a win. So, but this is basically what this show is, and I wanted to get into Notre Dame's schedule. I said earlier that Notre Dame has already canceled 3 games, 1 Big Ten team and 2 Pac-12 teams. The Pac-12 teams are Stanford and Southern California, and the Big Ten team is Wisconsin. That game was supposed to be played at Lambeau Field. I wanted to get tickets for that game and go to that game. I think that would have been awesome, and it's unfortunate, but they're probably not going to even play the whole season. And I know there's a lot of people right now who are saying, well, you know what, it's better not to have football than die. These are the same people who also said that the virus wasn't going to be that bad in January and February. So their opinion doesn't matter to me. So it's unfortunate. Yes, I love sports, and it's being affected by the COVID-19. As selfish as it might sound, I don't care. That's just how I am. So I love sports, and if it's taken away from me and there's no sports this fall, I'm going to be sad. And 92% of every man is going to be sad, okay? But their wives will be happy because the wives will be able to control them this fall and do whatever they want. So I feel sorry for those guys. But don't worry, men. Football will be back. You'll have your Saturday and you'll have your Sundays. Or you can tune into my channel, and I can give you maybe marital advice, and I'm not even married. But you know what? I've seen enough marriages where people have gray hair at the age of 30. So I'm 40 and I'm starting to gray hair, and I'm not married yet. But no, this isn't about marriage. Let's change the subject before I make the divorce rate in this country go up 80% after this video. But men are going to be sad. We're going to be sad. There's going to be no football this year. I don't know if there's going to be an NFL. I don't even watch the NFL. I don't really care about the NFL. The NFL is garbage compared to college football. And the NBA, I won't even watch that. It's so watered down. I've been a Bulls fan, but you know what? Professional sports is starting to get watered down, and it's just starting to get boring, and it's beginning to be more news now than sports. That's the way I look at it. College football isn't becoming news yet, and what I mean by news is it's becoming like what we've seen in news, like bad news and like people fighting and political opinions, difference of opinions, identity politics. That's what professional sports are coming, and I'm not tuning into that. Because I hear about politics every day on Facebook. I see it every day on Twitter. I read about it in the newspaper every day. I hear it and see it every morning on the TV show or the business network I watch or whatever news I'm watching. I watch both sides. Professional sports is becoming like that, and I'm not going to watch that because sports is the one thing to get away from all that to enjoy. After you've worked really hard all week, and you want to be able to go on and turn on a football game without some professional athlete giving their opinion about something that I don't really give a shit. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much my view on professional sports, but I am a college football nut, as you can see. And I'm going to go ahead and start off with Notre Dame's schedule. Notre Dame has kind of a weird schedule this year, if they even play. 3 games have been canceled already. Okay, I've already told you that. Wisconsin, Southern Cal, and Stanford. Okay, and like I said, they have a weird schedule. Let's pretend this virus never happened. Let's pretend that Notre Dame did have a full 12-game schedule, not 9 games so far. Let's say that we just had a full season here. So let's start it off. I'm not going to give you the date or anything like that, what TV station it's on. You can look it up on your iPhone. Siri can tell you. Okay, it's not that hard. The first game is against Navy. Originally, it was supposed to be in Ireland. They moved it back to Navy's home stadium, so because of the virus. You know, Notre Dame has always struggled against Navy, but you know what? It's the first game of the year. Notre Dame has a lot more time to practice against the option. The triple option is a very difficult offense to prepare for, but when you have all summer to prepare for, Notre Dame could easily beat Navy. They usually do when they play in the first game of the year. Just like a few times they played in the first game, Notre Dame has dominated them. I think the last time they played in the first game of the year, I believe, was in 2012. Notre Dame had scored like 56 points on them and blew them out. So I'm not really concerned about Navy. Notre Dame will blow them out the first game. Second game is against Arkansas. In Arkansas, they have been mediocre, so that should be a win. But you know, I'll give you my record after this. I'm not going to give you a loss or win. I'll go through the schedule. Okay, Western Michigan, Wake Forest is away. Wisconsin, of course, that game's been canceled. That was supposed to be at Lambeau Field. Stanford, Pittsburgh, Duke, Clemson, which would be the game of the night that weekend. Georgia Tech's away. Louisville is at home, I believe. No, Louisville is actually away. I'm sorry, they're playing at Louisville. USC is away as well, and that's their final game of the year. And excuse me, I had a little bit of a brain fart there. I'm not really sure about the Louisville game. I'm gonna ask Siri here, like the rest of you do. I'm taking my own medicine here. Okay, where is the Notre Dame Louisville game played at?
Which sport? Basketball? Notre Dame is playing Louisville at Notre Dame's.
Okay, so it's a home game. I screwed up, but you know what? I don't care. This is my own show, so I don't need to. That was a fact. Just fact my check. I love Siri. I love you, Siri.
That's sweet.
See, that's great. That's great to technology. Okay, so my bad. Checkpoint. So that's a home game. So I got Notre Dame going 9-3. Now there could be a game they could trip up in, a game that they're supposed to win and they can lose. A couple years ago, they almost lost to Ball State. A game like that, where they just struggle, they play like crap. They could trap up. They could be trapped and crap all over themselves and go like 8-4 in the regular season. Okay, and win their bowl game go 9-4, which apparently it's the Notre Dame elitist. 9-4. Notre Dame doesn't go 9-4. They're supposed to win 10 or 11 games. Okay, but who cares? But I've got Notre Dame going 9-3 in the regular season. These are the losses I have them losing against. Okay. I have them losing against Wisconsin. Wisconsin's a very tough team. Wisconsin always has great offensive lines. Wisconsin always has a better quarterback than most teams they play against. Wisconsin always has great running backs. So I would think Wisconsin would win that game. It would be a little bit close, like a 28-24 kind of game, or maybe 31-28 game. So I got Notre Dame losing to Wisconsin if they played Wisconsin. Of course, that game's been canceled. Then I've got Notre Dame losing to Clemson. Of course, Clemson's been a powerhouse the last 5 years. I think that game would be a lot closer than people would think. I think that would come down to a field goal or maybe 4 points. Notre Dame has competed against these elite teams, which I hate using that word, and they've actually competed against them and done really well, and just didn't do well enough to win. Like Georgia last year, Florida State a couple years before that, and Clemson down at Death Valley back in 2014, I believe, in the hurricane with all the rain and the wind. Notre Dame played well enough to win, but they didn't win. So it'll be one of those games. And then at the end of the year, they've been lucky to win that Southern Cal. The last time they played there, they've struggled back in 2018. I've got them losing that game. That game they'll trip up in. So 9-3. That's an honest record. They go to maybe a December 28th or even possibly to January 1st bowl game, win that, and go 10-3. I don't even know who they would play in their bowl game, and they're not even going to have bowl games. This is just a hypothetical scenario. So I've got Notre Dame going 10-3 in 2020, and that's good enough. Is it good enough for the elitist Notre Dame fans? No, it's not, but it's what I think. I mean, that's what Notre Dame's become. They're no longer a powerhouse like Clemson or Alabama. For some reason, they compete against teams like Clemson and Florida State when they were great 5 years ago during the regular season. But when Brian Kelly gets them in a bowl game or the BCS championship game back in 2012, or the semifinal game against Clemson 2 years ago in 2017, I believe, or 2018, 2018. I stand corrected again. Notre Dame got blown out. They played the first good half, but then just got blown out the second half. And then back in the Fiesta Bowl, back in 2014 or 15, I believe it was, they played against Ohio State. They got blown out in that game as well. For some reason, Brian Kelly prepares his teams really well during the regular season against those type of schools. But when they go to a bowl game on the big bright spotlight, and I'm not talking about like these shitty bowl games like the card box bowl or the cigarette bowl or the plastic bowl or whatever they call them. There's so many bowl games, like, you know, I mean, they're all over the place. But I'm talking about the big time Orange Bowl, Fiesta Bowl, the Cotton Bowl. Notre Dame always seems to piss on themselves and trip up, and I don't know why that is. I don't know if Brian Kelly doesn't prepare them well enough. I don't know. I'm not a football coach. I'm not in that locker room. I'm not there for the practice before. But Notre Dame would go to a lower tier bowl game and win that and go 10-3, which is a respectable record. It's not what the elite Notre Dame fans want, but it is what it is. And 10-3, that's what I've accepted. Now, if Notre Dame proved me wrong in 2020 and went 12-0 and won the national championship, I'd be very surprised. But two reasons why it's not going to happen: one, the virus, and two, Notre Dame is not what they used to be. Notre Dame's only playing 9 games so far, and they're not going to have a season. I mean, I'm just, like I said, hypothetical. So, yeah, it's 9-3. That's what I got. I mean, I'm pretty sure people are disagreeing with me. And you know what? They don't play Michigan this year until like 2033, which is a little bit weird too. After Harbaugh cried and whined about playing Notre Dame with his stupid little goofy khaki shorts or pants on, and then they played 2 games, 2018, and then last year, 2019, they split the series. Notre Dame won in 2018, and then of course they went to Michigan. And I hate saying this because I freaking hate Michigan. And those of you who know me and you've seen this video, you know that I hate Michigan. Michigan is fake news. Michigan is not a football team. Just like those people who say Trump is not the president, Michigan is not a football team. Michigan doesn't exist. Until 2033, Michigan doesn't exist. But Michigan beat Notre Dame convincingly in Ann Arbor. And Notre Dame wasn't very prepared for that game. Again, Brian Kelly, like I said earlier, I'm not contradicting myself. He prepares his teams better during the regular season than he does into a bowl game, a big spotlight bowl game. For some reason, Notre Dame crapped all over themselves. They should have beat Michigan, but they didn't. They didn't. Okay, this is me talking as a fan, not an expert. Okay, but they got pissed on. They sucked that game. Michigan won. And I know those Michigan fans are really happy right now. Going to get in their F-150 and drive around. Go Michigan, go Wolverines. Michigan's the most overrated college football program there ever was. Okay, there's 2 things I hate in this world. Okay, Chicago Cubs baseball and Michigan football. Those are 2 things I despise. And I've been to Wrigley Field, unfortunately, and you know what? I've never seen so many people wear flip-flops at a stadium. I've seen more people wear flip-flops at Wrigley Field than you do at a beach, and it's true. Look it up. It's true. Cub fans wear flip-flops to baseball games, which is so ridiculous. You wear flip-flops to the beach, to the pool, or your backyard, or a boat, not to a freaking baseball game. Okay, so you yuppie Cub fans out there, take off your stupid flip-flops and put shoes on and enjoy your baseball game and get drunk by the second inning, because that's what you Cub fans do. Not all of you, but most of you. But those are the 2 things I hate. And then back to college football. Not to talk about the Cubs again, because now I'm just getting mad. I'm gonna throw something because and by the way, Fox Sports predicted the Cubs to win the National League Central. That is a crock of crap. Man, the Cubs are being. There's 60 games this year. The Cubs will go 30-30. They'll split it. They're not going anywhere. Cubs suck. Okay, they had one good year, 2016. Okay, and that's enough about the freaking Cubs. All right. So back to college football and my show Honest About the Irish. Yes, I hate Michigan. They suck. They're crap. They're fake news. Ask a Bears fan, a diehard Bears fan, what they think about the Green Bay Packers. They hate the Packers. No one hates Michigan football more than me. I don't care if you're a diehard Bears fan for the last 60 years and you cannot stand Green Bay. If your wife put out a Green Bay jersey, you would divorce her. I am worse than that. Okay, I am 10 times worse than that. I will not ever cheer for Michigan, no matter who is against. I don't care. Even if it was Michigan versus Alabama, I would root for Alabama. I don't care who they play. I don't care. I will never, ever, ever cheer for Michigan. Okay. So, enough of my rant about Michigan. And by the way, Michigan would probably be in the top 5 this year because ESPN and all these college football networks pick them to be a top 10 team every year, and they go on losing 4 or 5 games. And then everybody talks about how Notre Dame is not what they used to be, which they're not. But they don't put Michigan in the same boat. They put them in the same boat as Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State. Because Harbaugh is this great genius, and Harbaugh hasn't done shit at Michigan the last 5 years or 6 years. He hasn't even beat Ohio State. Ohio State beat him all over the freaking road. Beat his brains out. And he walks around there in those stupid khakis and his stupid glasses and he wears this goofy hat. And he thinks he's funny and he says shit off the wall. He's not funny. He's an overrated coach. Yeah, he had a couple good years at Stanford. Okay, he needs to go back to the NFL and develop a good quarterback. Because that's basically what he is. He would be a better NFL coach than college. So, that's my rant about college football and about Notre Dame and about Michigan football, who does not exist. They are fake news, like I said. That is pretty much it today, guys. Thank you for joining me. If there is any news breaking about the whole college football season being canceled, it will be posted on here. I will put it up live, no matter what it is I'm doing. I have my phone on me all the time. I'll probably be on my couch, or I'll be out on my boat, swimming or whatever, fishing at the beer can alley. That's what they call it. That's where I hang out all the time. Or I might even be in Chicago, going up the coast, up Lakeshore Drive on my boat, looking at the buildings and stuff, which I haven't been able to do this year because the weather's been kind of loud and it's been kind of windy. And I don't like taking my boat out in that wind, especially when it's blowing out in the north. But anyways, thank you for joining me. I hope you're all well. Have a good week and enjoy yourselves. And like I said, Notre Dame, if they had a season, 9-3 regular season, 10-3 winning their bowl game, it's a respectable record, but not good enough for the elite Notre Dame fans. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to piss you off. Notre Dame lost a lot of weapons this year, okay? I forgot to add that. They lost Chase Claypool and they lost Cole Kmet. Okay, that two of their greatest weapons they had this year. This past year. Ian Book's going to have to prove himself good. He's probably going to have to run a lot more, run out of the pocket more, because they really don't have an explosive receiver department like they did last year. And Cole Kmet saved his ass, and so did Chase Claypool. And the running game, it was up and down last year. We'll have to see how it is this year if they have a season. So I don't know. It could be a worse than 9-3 season. They could go 7-5, or like I said, 8-4. Or maybe they can go 5-7. We don't know if they have a season. And since they only got 9 games, that screws it up too. So, hey, if I was all over the place, who cares? It's my show. This is what it's all about. And there's no pressure here. But thanks for joining me. Have a good weekend. Make sure you like and subscribe to this page. Like I said, if there's any breaking news, I will bring it here first. I'll even bring it here before ESPN talks about it, because ESPN never talks about Notre Dame unless they really have to. And when it is, it's usually bad. So, everyone, stay safe. Oh, like and subscribe to this page, like this video, and get your friends to subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you. And have a good weekend. Stay safe.